know what it is. You know what it is. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Two Heisman hopefuls went down with significant knee injuries this weekend. One was the kid out of Tennessee, her Hooker, I believe his name is, and then the Blake the Great, my guy from the DMV, guy I've been watching all year as a Michigan fan. It went down with some significant knee injuries, and what I want to say about that, there's a lot of directions. As someone who has gone through an ACL injury, has torn my ACL in the past, I know what that feels like. I know the demoralizing feeling. I know just how much it really hurts and how much you feel it, how difficult it is to accept how quickly the game can be taken from you, literally within the snap of a fingers. That's it. Heisman hopefuls, top of the world. Next thing you know, they're in training rooms trying to get their knee right and can barely walk. All right. My message today, do not rush him back. All right. I believe it. I didn't get a chance to actually see the game because I was at the book fair, but I believe as I was reading the reports, I believe they said that Blake Corum actually came back after the injury, and they played him and they handed him the ball and all kinds of shit. Listen, understand this. I want to win. I want a win against Ohio State just as bad as any Michigan fan out there. Trust me. Do not rush him back. Do not rush him back. All right. It is not worth it. It's not worth it. If you can't win because of one player, then you do not deserve to be in the national championship as it is. Do not rush him back. I've seen this for myself too many times. I'll give you an example. When in my own life, all right? When I played at Stony Brook, it was my last season at Stony Brook. Going into that season, the guy that was supposed to set the Stony Brook football world on fire was a running back very similar to Blake Corum. His name was Ed Gowans, all right? Ed Gowans was Mr. Stony Brook, the face of Stony Brook. I can remember actually getting there the year prior when he was going to be a sophomore, and there were posters all over the campus of him, and I remember the managers and a lot of people around campus, just Eddie Gowans, the face. Oh my God, he is the face of Stony Brook. I mean, from Bellport, was a Hanson Award winner, all that stuff. He was the face, all right? And I remember his last game. It was his last game as a Stony Brook Seawolf. He was nursing, you could see he was nursing a groin injury. He was nursing a groin injury, and we were playing UMass. Now, at the time, UMass was not D1. They were still in I believe it was the CAA. They were in the CAA, and they were one of the top FCS programs, and it's where Stony Brook wanted to be, and ultimately we got there as a program. All right? So we're playing UMass, and Eddie is clearly hurt. And I remember being on the sideline, and Chris Fenelon, who's actually the strength coach at Temple University. Shout out to you, Fen. Congrats on that, boy. Proud of you, man. You told me in college you're going to be a head strength coach somewhere at a Division I program, and now he is the head strength coach for Temple University, man. I'm proud of you, bro. But anyway, he and I were in the same room together. He was the tight end fullback, and we were basically Eddie's lead blockers, and we were fullbacks and tight ends, and we were supposed to be their lead blockers and things like that. So anyway, I remember watching that UMass game, and I remember I was standing next to Fen, and Fen was saying, dog, he's hurt. He was saying it, so he's like, he's hurt. They keep trying to push it. I get we need this win, but goddamn, the motherfucker's hurt. All right, they keep feeding him the rock, and I get it. He was that dude. He was a baller and shit like that. What ultimately ended up happening was I remember the play, it's still very, very much in my mind, because I remember going through something similar when I was a freshman and I had my own serious injury. Eddie's on his back after a run, hurt, can't get up, cannot get up. The manager, the trainers, Mary and all of them, they come out, and you could see he's holding his groin, head down, and sadly that was the last, yes, if I'm not mistaken, that was the last we saw of Eddie Gowans in a Stony Brook football uniform, the red and the silver, and the red and the gray. As great of a running back as he was, he ended up going and playing Division II football in Pennsylvania. Eddie Gowans at a Division II school? No, that just the idea of that was, I couldn't watch that shit. But my point is, for all you younger athletes listening, all right, And more importantly, for the parents and the families and the dads out there, especially the dads, especially the fathers, because I get it, women, when it comes to dealing with the coaches, and the coaches, they want to win, and it's a business for them. Football dads, we need you. Football dads, you got to step in situations like this and say, look, he's not playing. Monitor his carries, do whatever you have to do. And again, like I said, if we're talking about Blake Corum, I met his father a few times because he was with FBU, and I know he's not the type of guy that's gonna let Harbaugh and all his prestige and all that other bullshit and step over him. You gotta look out for your son. You gotta look out for your son. You gotta make sure the coaches and the system and the game is not using him. Understand, and if I can get a message out to Blake, it's look, I get the Michigan fans want you to play, and I get the university is quote unquote needs you, and you're gonna hear that bullshit a lot. They don't need you. It's a university, and they bring in a couple $1 billion a year. They're gonna go on to the next recruit. They're gonna go on. They'll be fine. All right, just like with Stony Brook, right? Without Eddie, they had Brock, they had Miguel, and again, they replaced UMass in the CAA. The university is always gonna win. You got to step up and you got to say, look, this is my career. This is what's going to be best for me. And if it means sitting out against the great Ohio State game, hey, as much as I want to see you play, I totally understand if you got to sit out, all right? And you have people. You have people in your corner. You have the entire DMV. Anyone that is from the DMV that has watched you all year, I'm sure is sticking their chest out with pride just to see what you've done and how you've accomplished things and how you've really handled yourself on and off the field. I mean, geez, listen, I actually read a headline that after that game, he was going out giving turkeys to families and just doing a lot of philanthropy work. So again, don't rush it back. Make sure your body is right. I can go on and on about this specific topic. I won't do that to you on this video, but there'll be a full episode coming out on this entire thing. In fact, I spoke about this a lot in my book, Make Your Move, MAKEYAMOVE.com, which can be purchased on MAKEYAMOVE.com. MakeYourMove.com. The name of the book is Make Your Move, where I spoke a lot about this. And you can go there and purchase a ton of other books. Subscribe to the podcast. Comes out 5 days a week. My hiring seminars, my Move Swiftly workshops, and the running team that I'm looking to build. Just a ton of great things on the horizon. Make sure you just check out that website, and we'll go from there, all right? Excuse me. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.